keep John Obi Mikel out the team. As I said before, and I'll say it again, my coverage of the 32nd edition of the African Cup of Nations will continue. What a game we had in the round of 16. On paper, it's a marquee affair. Cameroon, the defending champions, versus Nigeria. Both teams had a slip up in the group phase, hence the reason why they're meeting each other. They came in second in their group. And for Nigeria losing against Minnows Madagascar, they had to do something against the indomitable Lions of Cameroon, and they did so. What a spirited performance by the Super Eagles, man. Gernot Rohr, I have to take my hat off to you, because after that horror show against Madagascar, where you continued and insisting on playing John Obi Mikel in an attacking position, creative position, you did not play him. And every time John Obi Mikel is not on the field, this Nigerian team is a better unit. Go back and check all the matches. During the group phase, when they did pick up their 1-0 wins, Mikel was not on the field. And when they lost to Madagascar, guess who was there? Mikel. Gernot Rohr, you knew what you needed to do. You changed up the formation and you played a better 11. You played a better 11, more creative players in the midfield, the two defensive midfielders, and you came up with the goods. It wasn't pretty at first, but it was polished off in the end. So in this game, Rohr played a 4-2-3-1 formation, which I agree with. Akpai in goal, as I am at right back. I always mess up that name. Chusti Kong and Omeru, who had, oh man, he had an up and down game. And I have to commend him for bouncing back after his defensive errors that led to the two Cameroonian goals. Ola Aina at the back, he did not have the greatest of games. He was involved in one of the goals conceded as well. But Itebo and Didi in the middle was very, very good. Simon, who came on, did not play the last game, and that was a good move bringing him back. Iwobi picking up his first ever African Cup of Nations goal. He was good today. Ahmed Musa, he was very industrious. And Igalo, man, Igalo, he is showing his worth to this Nigerian team. So this was a really, really good 11. I did agree with it. I do agree with it, I should say. And I think this should be the formation that Gernot Rohr should play going forward. If he had lost this game, he would have probably lost his job, because up until this point, before the whistle blew to start the game, Nigeria did not know what they wanted to do. Nigeria had no idea what they were doing at this tournament. You have to have a settled 11, and you got to make the right choices, and therefore you come up with the victories. The fact that he left out Leon Balogun, who had a horror show in the match versus Madagascar, was also another good move. So hats off again to Gernot Rohr, man. As for Clarence Seedorf, Patrick Kluivert, and Cameroon, they have not successfully defended their title. And despite me predicting Cameroon to win this match against Nigeria, who did not look good, they let me down. They let me down. I never expected them to defend their title. I never did. And a lot of people criticize me and say, oh, you don't know much about Cameroon. But this team, after what I saw from them in the Confederations Cup, after they did win the African Cup of Nations, they weren't impressive. They weren't impressive, and they have to blame themselves for this. After coming back in the game, they went down early through an Igalo goal in the 19th minute. It was well set up. And Ahmed Musa, free kick, bounced off the wall. He got it back. He went around the defender, crossed it, and Omeru at the back post lifted his head up, passed it to Igalo, who did the rest. It was a deflected shot, I think, that beat Onana in goal. So Cameroon were on the back foot early on in the game, and I was like, yeah, Nigeria, they're playing well. But Cameroon fought back in the later parts of the first half, and it paid dividends. It paid dividends. It was such a weird game. So Cameroon equalized in the 41st minute through Bahoken. It was, let's say, it was maybe Nigeria switching off. Choupo-Moting passing the ball to Christian Basagag over on the left wing, and he ran at the Nigerian defense, got his crossing, and Omeru could not deal with that ball, and Bahoken was there for the tap in. The second goal was even more of a horror show. It was a long ball played down. It bounced off the head of, I think that was Bahoken's head it came off of. Omeru did not win the aerial duel, and Clinton NG running at Ola Aina over on the right. He got past him to slot away the ball. Cameroon were in the lead, and I was like, oh man, here we go again. Guys, remember, Nigeria are the team that I'm following at the 2019 African Cup of Nations. I did a random draw and I got Nigeria to actually follow, so that's why I do more detailed analysis on the Nigerian games and not on the other games. But 2-1 down at halftime, and I'm like, oh man, another shit show again by Nigeria. But coming back for the second half, the Super Eagles, they fought and they fought hard. Despite them having a minor, let's say a major meltdown at the back end of the first half, they rallied really well and they came back very, very strong in the second to give Cameroon a similar meltdown like what they got in the first half, because it was 2 goals within 3 minutes scored by Igalo and Iwobi. It was a meltdown by the Cameroonian defense. It was indeed a meltdown. Igalo's goal came from a cross from Awaziem, chested down by Ahmed Musa, and Igalo, who was slightly in an offside position, he put it in the back of the net past Onana, and it was the equalizer. Nigeria were back in the game. But then, seemingly, Cameroon had not switched on after allowing that equalizer. They had not switched back on, and another brilliant ball down to Igalo. He did his thing, got his ball to Iwobi, who was running in space, and Iwobi slotted it past Onana for his first African Cup of Nations goal. Bam! Nigeria back in the lead. What a game. It was an exciting game. We saw 5 goals, and we can't ask for more. We definitely can't ask for more. If you're asking for more than that, you are greedy and you're very hard to satisfy, because this was a very, very entertaining game, and we need more games like this at the African Cup of Nations. And I think we have been treated. I think we have been treated at the AFCON. Hasn't really been too many dull games. So Cameroon fought back in the game, but Nigeria could have got a 4th. They could have got a 5th, but as we know, it was dealt with. A few block shots and few shots went wide. Cameroon, they fought back hard as well. They gave Nigeria the scare at the end, but the Super Eagles held on to move on to the quarterfinals to face one of Egypt or South Africa, who will play in the later match today. I did predict Egypt to defeat South Africa, so we will see Nigeria taking on Egypt. And if Nigeria or to go on to win the 2019 African Cup of Nations, it means that they need to get past the hosts, and that will be their sternest test thus far. Remember, Nigeria has not taken part in the African Cup of Nations since they won it back in 2013. So could they just pop back up at the AFCON and win it? It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. But the key to Nigeria going on to the semis, going on to the finals, winning this thing, keep John Obi Mikel out the team. He does not need to be in the team. He is, seriously, he is a waste. He is a waste. You could bring him off the bench late for a defensive role, but he cannot be involved from the start in a more attacking position. And if Gernot Rowe does this, I'll be pissed off. I will be pissed off. Surely will be pissed off. He does not need to be in this team. And as I said, every time he does not play, Nigeria wins. Nigeria gets favorable results. Keep him off the field. But well played to the Super Eagles. Igalo, man of the match, very clinical. Could have got a hat-trick, but it wasn't his day. It was a late set piece. He got a header on that came off the Cameroonian player. But that may have been own goal because it wasn't going on target anyway. But great performance by the Super Eagles, though. I'm really proud of that performance, and I wish the team all the best in the quarters. As for Clarence Seedorf and Cameroon, they tried their best, but their defense let them down on the day. I think Nigeria got behind too easily. Those two balls just tormented Cameroon, and despite Onana pulling off a few big saves in the game, they could not prevent Nigeria from putting 3 past him. As for stats in the game, Nigeria had 16 shots at goal, 4 on target, 38% of the possession, 258 passes with a 65% pass accuracy. They committed 17 fouls and picked up 1 yellow. For Cameroon, they had 12 shots with 3 on target, 62% of the possession, 405 passes, 76% pass accuracy, 14 fouls, and they picked up 2 yellows. So you see they had most of the ball, but possession doesn't always win you matches. You have to defend well, and your quality in your attacking third of the field have to be on point. And that's exactly what Nigeria did better today. They were better defensively, they were better in the middle of the field, and their attackers were more clinical. So Cameroon will go home and Nigeria advances to the quarterfinals. Key to beating Egypt or South Africa: keep the same 11. It's that simple. So guys, we have already seen Benin and Senegal qualify for the quarters. Those two teams will play on Wednesday, the 10th of July. Also, we would see Nigeria take on one of Egypt or South Africa on the exact same day. Good luck to all the teams. May the best team win. So guys, I'm your boy Dominic Rich, currently on vacation in the lovely island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where I'm from. Of course, a lot of people think I'm from Nigeria. I'm not from Nigeria. Come on. I've been telling you that I'm from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Like, I'm not from Nigeria. I'm just following the team at the tournament. But if you're new, consider hitting the subscribe button, smash the thumbs up button, and in the comment section down below, let me know if you think the Super Eagles can go all the way to lift the African Cup of Nations title. But first, they might have to get past Egypt, who I'm pipping to beat South Africa. But guys, I'm your boy Dominic Rich, and until next time, I like to say peace out, Rich Squad.